Hey guys, welcome back to Listography. We're counting down my 100 favorite albums of 2018. We've already done 100 through 81. If you'd like to get caught up on what you missed so far, you have two options. You can look below in the description box. I'll have everything up to this point listed, or you can take a look at the other video and give it a like. Here we go. We're gonna get right into it. At number 80, the album is Between Two Shores by Glen Hansard. I love Glen Hansard. He's a great songwriter, has a great voice, and is an incredible performer. You should definitely see him live if you ever get the chance. Having said that, I'm not the biggest fan of either the Swell Season or his solo albums. I'm more of a Frames fan myself. Would love to see another Frames album come out someday. But until then, Between Two Shores is a pretty solid consolation prize. Definitely one of his better solo records, and it sounds really great. At number 79, the album is Fine But Dying by Liza Ann. This is her third album and the first one that she's put out on the Arts and Crafts label. This record alternates between moody rock tracks and more upbeat indie pop. At number 78, the album is Shtick by Danny Goffey. This is the first full-length solo album for the drummer of one of my favorite bands, Supergrass. This is just a really fun rock record. It's funny and irreverent lyrics and catchy tunes. At number 77, the album is Rare Birds by Jonathan Wilson. Jonathan Wilson has produced records from everyone from Father John Misty, to Dawes, to Conor Oberst, to Roy Harper. Rare Birds is his third solo LP. This record covers a lot of ground over its nearly 80-minute runtime and runs through a myriad of influences. At number 76, it's going to be Shannon in Nashville by Shannon Shaw. Shannon Shaw is the lead singer of Shannon and the Clams, who also released an album this year, but it didn't quite make my top 100. But on this record, she teams up with producer Dan Auerbach and some legendary session players and makes a record paying homage to 60s pop, girl groups, and classic soul and country. At number 75, the album is Part of the Light by Ray LaMontagne. I feel with the attention that Ray received early in his career, he could have easily become a huge star and made the leap into the mainstream. He certainly has the voice for it, but instead he continues to make records that are a little dark and mysterious, a little bit more interesting, and they're all the better for it. At number 74, going with Seven by Beach House. Beach House released my favorite album of 2012, the album Bloom. I also love all the records that came before it, but in 2015, they released two albums that I didn't care for much. Although Seven doesn't totally recapture the greatness of their early work, it is a strong step back in the right direction. At number 73, the album is New Material by Preoccupations. Preoccupations is the band formerly known as Viet Cong. This is their second album under the name Preoccupations. This is post-punk with stadium-sized ambitions, big hooks achieved with the help of producer Justin Meldal Johnson. At number 72, the album is Dude the Obscure by T. Hardy Morris. This is the third solo album for T. Hardy Morris. It's kind of a moody and downbeat record as far as guitar-heavy garage indie rock goes, but as the songs unfold, they reveal themselves to be quite melodic and beautiful. At number 71, the album is Sparkle Hard by Stephen Malkmus. Although this is his seventh solo album, it's quite varied. It doesn't necessarily provide much in the way of surprises, though, regardless of the music he's making. It's impossible for Stephen Malkmus to escape sounding like himself, and that is not necessarily a bad thing. At number 70, the album is Love is Magic by John Grant. On this record, synths and electronics take center stage, and this record is both hilarious and touching. At number 69, the self-titled album by The Nude Party. This is a record hugely influenced by garage frat rock of the 60s. The Nude Party's debut full-length may have some psychedelic tendencies, but it's all in search of a good time. At number 68, We're going with The World's Strongest Man by Gaz Coombs. This is the third solo album from the former Supergrass frontman. This finds the singer continuing to make records that are far more rhythmically complex and more sonically textured than anything his old band ever did. At number 67, the album is Finally Free by Daniel Romano. The one-time country crooner continues his prolific musical exploration on this freewheeling hippie folk record. It's less immediate than his other work, but it's not without its charms. It's also not the last time we'll see Daniel Romano show up on this list. At number 66, it's And Nothing Hurt by Spiritualized. This is an album that may or may not be the final Spiritualized album. It was recorded on a laptop with Jason Pierce playing most of the instruments himself. Despite the shoestring budget, it maintains all of the hallmarks of a great Spiritualized record. At number 65, the album is Long Live the Dead by Jordan Lenning. Jordan Lenning is a Nashville-based producer known for working with artists like Caitlin Rose, Andrew Combs, Casey Musgraves, and Robert Ellis. While those names might suggest that he's a country artist, this record is actually full of meticulously arranged and crafted pop gems. At number 64, the album is Delivery by Michaela Davis. Michaela Davis is a harpist, but not to be confused with Joanna Newsom. Her singer-songwriter songs are more traditionally structured with an affinity for pop hooks. Number 63, the album is Uniform Distortion by Jim James. This is the most straightforward of all of Jim's solo albums to date. Lots of big guitar and great catchy songs on this record. It also has a companion album called Uniform Clarity, which are more acoustic versions of the same songs. Also worth checking out, although I do prefer this version of the record better. At number 62, the album is Utopia Teased by Steven Steinbrink. Though still gorgeous bedroom pop, Utopia Teased trades his lush arrangements of his past albums for a more stripped-down, buzzy version of his sound. At number 61, the album is Baby Grand by The Love Language. The Love Language is the project of Stuart McLam. This is pop on a grand scale in the tradition of bands like Arcade Fire, Coldplay, or Kings of Leon. This is music meant to be played to the rafters. And that does it for part 2 of the list. Again, hit like if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit the bell so that you get notifications. Thank you for watching. Be sure to comment below and let me know what your favorite albums of the year were. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.